We continue now at the top of Daf Samach Daled Amud Aleph Maseches Yuma. This is Yuma Daf 64a. On the previous Amud, the Gemara had asked, why do we need a pasuk to teach us that the Seir HaMishtaleach cannot be Mechusar Zman? Isn't it obvious because the Seir HaMishtaleach is chosen by a lottery? And so you have two goats, one of them is La Hashem and one of them is La Azazel. And we say that it has to at least be fit in theory to be La Hashem, so it's got to be at least 8 days old. It can't be Mechusar Zman. So it should be obvious then that the Seir HaMishtaleach has to be at least 8 days old. It cannot be Mechusar Zman. What do you need a pasuk for? So the Gemara now gives another answer to this question. Rava Omar, Rava says, Kegon Shahaya lo chola b'soch beso. The case over here has nothing to do with a Seir that is less than 8 days old. The case is that you have a goat and there was a sick person in the house of the person who sold us the Seir HaMishtaleach. V'shachat imo b'yom HaKippurim. So they had to shech the mother of this goat on Yom Kippur. As Rashi over here says, Rava Amar Mechusar Zman de Itzrich Kro l'Seir HaMishtaleach. When we need a pasuk to teach us that Mechusar Zman is a problem by the Seir HaMishtaleach, Kegon Shahaya lo l'misha mochran l'tzibor. What happened was the person who sold this goat to the community to be the Seir HaMishtaleach, that person had a chola b'soch beso. They had a sick person in the house. Shemuter l'chalel olav Yom HaKippurim. For a sick person, you're allowed to be mechalel Yom Kippur. You're allowed to shecht an animal. V'shachat es imo shel seir shenaseh mechusar zman mishum oso v'es beno. They shechted the mother of this animal on this day of Yom Kippur. Now you have a problem of oso v'es beno. The pasuk says you're not allowed to shecht a mother and its child on the same day, and that's what we mean by mechusar zman. This seir hamishtalech, it's not mechusar zman in the sense that it's not 8 days old. It's mechusar zman in the sense that you're not supposed to shecht it today because you already shechted the mother today. After you had the lottery, now it's designated as the Seir HaMishtaleach. You go ahead and you shech the mother on Yom Kippur. Now you have a problem in terms of this, and so the pasuk tells us it is in fact a problem. That's considered mechusar zman. So the Gemara says, 1 second. Is it really usher to have a Seir HaMishtaleach together with the mother being shechted? Lo sishchatu amar Achmana. Pasuk says you're not allowed to shecht a mother and his child. V'halav shchita. Here you're not actually shechting the Seir HaMishtaleach. You're just pushing it off the cliff. It shouldn't be a problem anyway. Why is this considered a problem of mechusar zman? So the Gemara says, no, ha'amri b'ma'arava, they say in the West, dechiyaso letzuk, when you push it off the cliff, zuhi shchita, so this has a din of shchita, and so it really is a problem, and therefore that's what the pasuk is telling us, mechusar zman, this type of situation is going to be a problem. Rashi over here says, mi'aser laholicho letzuk, is it aser to take it out to the cliff, mishum oso v'yaspeno? Is that actually a problem of oso v'yaspeno? And again, the Gemara says, yes, indeed it is a problem. And the Gemara continues at the 2 dots, quoting the Mishnah, im shal shem mei zesha olav v'chulu. It said in the Mishnah, if the one that was La Hashem, let's say you had the 2 goats in front of you, the one that was La Hashem, let's say, died, so you got to bring another pair of goats, you draw another lottery, now the one that's La Hashem replaces the one that's La Hashem that died, and then it said in terms of the one, the Azazel, one of them you do La Azazel, and the other one you just leave it to graze. But it was not clear in the Mishnah which one. Is it the first pair, the first one that was La Azazel, that one remains La Azazel, or is that the one that's grazing and it's the one of the second pair that you bring? The Mishnah was unclear when you have 2 of them La Azazel, and the same thing if it would be 2 of them La Hashem. Let's say the first La Azazel one died. Now you have 2 La Hashems. Which one do you bring, and which one do you allow to graze? And that's a machlokas amoraim. The Gemara says, Amar Rav says, Sheni shebezug rishon yikrav. The second one, the one that remained alive of the first pair, that's the one that you bring as a carbon. And Sheni shebezug sheni yira. The second one of the second pair, the copy, that's the one that's left to graze. Rabbi Yochanan says just the opposite. Sheni shebezug rishon yira. The second one of the first pair, meaning that first pair where one of them died, the one that remained alive, that should graze. Sheni shebezug sheni yikrav. And the second one of the second pair, that's the one you should bring. And the Gemara wants to understand the machlokis b'mai kamiflagi. What is Rav and Rabbi Yochanan? What are they arguing about? Rav savar balei chayim einon nidachin. So Rav holds that when it comes to living animals, they don't get pushed off. Meaning, when you had the first pair and one of those animals died, the other one doesn't get pushed off. The other one is still fit to be a carbon. And then when you bring that second pair of animals, you still bring that first one. The first one is the one that continues to remain in its original status. Rabbi Yochanan suffered, but Rabbi Yochanan holds Balei Chaim nidachin. Balei Chaim can be pushed off. When the first pair, when one of the animals died, the other animal, the counterpart, gets pushed off totally. That's why it has to be left to graze. And the second pair that you bring, those are the ones that are going to be used for the avoda of Yom Kippurim. As Rashi over here explains, Ein nidachin, the Balei Chaim do not get pushed off, meaning Im ira lohem shas psul. If a moment of psul happens, that's when the counterpart died, Adayin yecholim lihisakin kishi is davig lo acher. You can fix the situation by getting another one to pair up with this animal. V'lo amrin on hoel v'nidcha yidcha. We don't say that once it got pushed off, it completely gets pushed off. That's Rav's position. Balei Chaim einon nidachin. Ella b'shchutin. We only say that by shchutin. Kegon meis hamishtaleyach yishafech adam. For example, if the one died, let's say the mishtaleach died, and you already slaughtered the one that was Lashem, so then you pour out the blood. Once the animal already dies, then you can say it's nidcha. But Balei Chaim, while the animal is alive, Rav is saying einon nidachin, it doesn't get pushed off, and therefore that one from the first pair that remained alive, that's the one that you bring. And the Gemara continues, my time with the Rav, what's the reason of Rav? Why does Rav hold that Balei Chaim einon nidachin, living animals cannot off? The Yolif mi mechusar zman. The Gemara says he learns out from an animal that's mechusar zman, an animal that's not the proper age, it's not yet 8 days old. Mechusar zman lav af agav dahashal lo chazi. By mechusar zman, isn't it true that even though right now it's not fit to be a carbon, ki hadar mechsi shaper dami, when the animal comes of age, it is going to be fit to be a carbon. You see that an animal that's not fit can become fit. Hachanami lo shna. So to over here, it's no different. The animal was not fit temporarily, and then it becomes fit when you find a counterpart. Gemara says, what kind of proof is that? Me dummy, is that really comparable? Hasam lo eschazi klal. Over there by the animal that's not of age, it was never yet fit for a carbon. So of course, when it gets old enough, it's going to be fit to be a carbon. Hacha nira v'nidcha. Over here you have a situation where the animal was fit to be the carbon, and then it was pushed off. That's a whole different situation. You can't compare. So rather, the Gemara says, Elo hainu taima de Rav. Rather, the reason of Rav is as follows. De yolif mi bal mum over. He learns out from an animal that has a blemish, but it's a temporary blemish. It's a blemish that's going to go away. Bal mum over, lava fagav de lo chazi hashta. When it comes to an animal with a temporary blemish, isn't it true that even though it's not fit right now, ki hodor mirsi shaper dami, when it becomes fit, so then we say that you're allowed to bring it as a carbon. In other words, the fact that it had a temporary blemish does not push it off forever. Hachanami lo shna. So too over here, it's no different. The fact that the counterpart died, temporarily pushing it off, does not push it off forever. And the Gemara continues, V'hasam minalan, over there by the temporary mum. Where do we even learn out such a halacha? How do we know that when an animal has a temporary mum, when the blemish goes away, you're allowed to bring it as a carbon? Because the pasuk says, Ki mashchasam bahem mum bum. It says they have a blemish. Mum bum hu delo yeratzu. When the blemish is present, that's when you can't bring them as a carbon. Ha'avar mumon yeratzu. Once the blemish passes, then the animal is once again fit for a carbon. So the Gemara now says, Rabbi Yochanan, why doesn't he learn out from mum over? Rabbi Yochanan, what does Rabbi Yochanan respond? Mi'et rachmana bahem. The pasuk says, in them, when there's a mum in them, heim hu dechi avar mumon yeratzu. Only by a situation of a mum, when the mum passes, do we say it's fit for a carbon. Hakol dechuyin, but all other situations of animals that are pushed off, meaning pushed off from something other than a mum, hoil v'nidchu nidchu. Since they get pushed off, they get pushed off. In other words, Rabbi Yochanan is saying this halacha by mum is specifically only by mum. That's what we learn out from the word bahem, and we do not apply it to other areas. The Gemara says v'rav, and what does Rav do with bahem? Hahu bahem. That word bahem is for the following: be'einayu hu delo mirtzu. It's only a problem when an animal has a mum if the mum is be'ein, if we can identify, we see the mum. Ha'al yedei ta'aruvos. But if there's a mixture and you can't identify the blemish, so mirtzu, then it will be accepted as a carbon, as we're going to see. Kiritnan, as the Mishnah says as follows. And this is a Mishnah in Zvachim. The Mishnah says, Evarim tamimim be'evarim bale mumin. Let's say you have a mixture of limbs from an animal that was unblemished, and it's mixed up with limbs from an animal that has a blemish. So Rabbi Eliezer says, Im karav harosh shalechon mehen, if the head of one of the animals was already brought in the Mizbeach, Yakrivu kol harosh and kul, and you can bring all of them, meaning you can assume that the one that was already brought was the one with the blemish. You can assume all the rest are unblemished. Similarly, karav shalechon mehen, if the legs of one of them, you already brought it, so Yakrivu kol hakrayim kul, and you can bring all of the legs. And the Gemara is basically saying that according to Rav, this halacha of Rabbi Eliezer is learned out from the word bohem. Bohem tells you it's a problem if you do it beinayu. If it's a problem if you can identify the blemished limb. But if you can't identify it, if it's all mixed up, then it's not a problem. That's exactly what Rabbi Eliezer is saying. The Chachamim Omrim, the Mishnah continues, the Chachamim disagree, and they say, Afilu karvu kulon, even if all of them were brought, chutz me'echad me'hen, except for one of them, so now it's very likely that the one that remains is not from a blemished animal, but still, yatzal beis hasreifa, still you have to assume it might be from the blemished animal, and you have to burn it. So in any case, the Gemara now says, v'idach, so according to the other opinion, according to Rabbi Yochanan, where does he learn out this halacha of Rabbi Eliezer, that if it's mixed up, it's okay? Nafka le mi bum bohem. He learns it out from the fact that it could have said bum, and instead it says bohem. So you have 2 extra points in this pasuk. Number 1, you don't need it at all. Number 2, it could have said bum instead of bohem. So you learn out both halachas according to Rabbi Yochanan. You learn out that it only applies by mum, that when the mum passes, you're allowed to bring the carbon. You can't apply it to other areas. And you learn out this halacha that in a mixture, it's okay. V'idach, and the other opinion, meaning Rav's opinion, bum bohem lo darish, he doesn't make a drasha out of bum bohem. And Rashi over here explains, again, ha'al yedei taroves yerat, so if there's a mixture, it's fine. Rabbi Eliezer, that follows the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer we just saw in the Mishnah. Evarim shel ola tamimash and izarvu ben evari balas mamachas. You have a situation of limbs of an ola that did not have a mum, gets mixed up with one that did have a mum. So imkarav harosh al echad mehen kodem shergishu bedavar. If they already brought on the mizbeach the head of one of the animals they didn't realize, so yakrivu kol Russian kulan, they can bring them all. Betolin ha'isr ba'oso shekarav kvar. You assume the one that was already brought was the one that had the blemish. V'talin and lakula, we can be lenient. Why? The hoel v'nisarvu, since you have a mixture anyway. Ein kan safek isr doraisa lemezal l'chumra. There is no doraisa issue here. We shouldn't be strict because it's not doraisa. Tolo his hira Torah alein, because there's no warning in the Torah against bringing a mixture. Elikashein ba'atzman, unless they're independent, they're not mixed up. Shenamar bohem, it says in them ki mashchasam bohem mumbam ki isnu beinayu. Like we said before, it has to be be'ain, it has to be visible. If it's mixed up, it's not an isr doraisa. That's why Rabbi Eliezer says you're lenient. Mi bum bohem, the other one will learn out. Rabbi Yochanan will learn it out from the fact that it said bum and instead it said bohem. Mi demotzi lemichtav bum, meaning it could have said the word bum. The chasa bohem, instead it uses the word bohem. That itself can additionally be a drasha. And the Gemara continues, Ula Rav, according to Rav's position, Nihi nami debalei chayim eino nidach. And granted, let us assume that living animals are not pushed off. So you can bring from the animal that remains from the first pair or from the second pair. So iboy hay nakriv. If you want, bring from the first. If you want the second, why does Rav specifically say you bring from the one that remains of the first pair? Amar Rava says, Rav savar lo Rabbi Yossi. Rav holds like Rabbi Yossi, to Amar mitzvah barishon. Rabbi Yossi in general says if you have a choice to do a mitzvah with something that came first in a sequential order or something that came second, you should choose that which came first. Gemara says, hi Rabbi Yossi, where do we find that? Rabbi Yossi says this, Inema Rabbi Yossi de kupos. If you say it's Rabbi Yossi that talks about the boxes of the machatzis hashekel, the Tanan, as we learned in the Mishnah, shalosh kupos shal shalosh soyin. There were 3 boxes in the Beis Hamikdash. Each one could hold 3 soyin. Shabahen tormen es halishka. You use those boxes. You took the machatzis hashekel out of the chamber and you filled them in sequence, each box with machatzis hashekel, because of alei and aleph beis gimel. And you wrote on the 3 boxes. You wrote on the first one aleph, the second one beis, the third one gimel. V'tanyan, we learned in a brayso, Amar Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi said, Lama kasav alei and aleph beis gimel. Why did they write aleph beis gimel in the boxes? Leida eza mehen nisra marishan. You want to know which box was filled up with the machatzis hashekel first. Lahavi heimena rishon, because you're going to use that box to bring the public karbanos first. Why? Shemitzvah barishon, because the mitzvah is always to do the first one first. So in other words, it seems clear from Rabbi Yossi, the reason why you want to identify the boxes, which ones were filled first, is because the mitzvah is always to do it with the first one first. So too over here, Rabbi Yossi will say, and that's what Rav will say as well, better to use the animal that remains from the first pair rather than the second pair. But the Gemara says not a proof. Dil mashani hasa, maybe it's different over there. Deva'idno dischazi kamaisa, because by the case of the Trumas Halishka, when the first coins were available, when you filled that first box, when you filled that first container, you could use those right away. At the time that they were fit to be used, lo ischazi basraisa, the latter ones were not ready to be used yet. So it's not just that it was done in sequence, it's that this was actually able to be used first. But in our case over here, it's not true. Over here, by the second pair and first pair animal, both were fit to be used at the exact same time. As Rashi over here explains, but idno dischazi kamaisa lo ischazoi basraisa. Over here, it's not true. when by the shkolim rather, when the first one was available, the latter one was not available. Aval hai. But over here, when it comes to our case of the animals, of the pairs of animals, lo is chazoi kamad, is chazoi basra. The first animal is not ready, the animal from the first pair is not ready until the same time that the last one is. Sha'av abi shehigril olav, even though you did the lottery, Eino roy li shachet, you can't shech the animal, ad lachar matan dam hapar, until you actually do the matan damim of the par. Uvisoch kach meis chavero. And before you did that already, the pair died. Ve'hiviu shnaim, you already brought the other two. Ve'higrilo alein, you already did the second lottery. Uchashigi azman shchitas hasor, by the time it comes the time to actually shecht the sawyer that's la Hashem, kvar zeho achronomid, you have two in front of you. In other words, by the time the actual chalos of the mitzvah takes place where it's fit, where it's chazi, to be brought as a carbon, both of them are standing in front of you. So it's not really a rishon anymore. You can't compare it to the case of the machas hashekel by the trumas halishka. And so rather, the Gemara says we have to look to another Rabbi Yossi for a proof to our case. Elo Rabbi Yossi the Pesach. Rather, the proof comes from Rabbi Yossi by carbon Pesach. And this, the Masoras Hashas, changes to the Tanya, as we learned in a Braisa, Hamafrish Pischo V'Yovad. Let's say a person separates his carbon Pesach and it gets lost. V'Hifresh Acher Tachtav, now he separates a substitute. V'Acher Kach Nimtza Harishon, and then the first one is found. V'Arei Shneien Omdim, now they're both in front of them. So then what are we going to do? Which one should the person use as a carbon Pesach? Eze Mehen Sheyirtze Yikarev Divrei Chachamim. The Chachamim say you bring whichever one you want. However, Rabbi Yossi says mitzvah barishon. The mitzvah is to use the first one you see over here. The Rabbi Yossi holds mitzvah barishon. That's the same idea we want to say over here. We'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Samech Dalid Amud Beis.